What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to start with my educational videos, kind of just explaining how to set up a diet. And this is for people who have either been in the industry a bit but don't really quite understand how to set up a proper diet for themselves, or people that really just don't know what the fuck they're doing at all. I'm not gonna talk about like keto, paleo, all that shit. I am going to do like primarily a bodybuilding style diet, balanced with carbs, fats, and protein. We are going to set up your calories, then we are going to set up a macro ratio, a commonly used macro ratio that a lot of people use, and it's proven to work. There are special cases, but this is really just going to be a very broad, very how you set up calories, macros, and a meal plan. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's get popping. First thing you wanna do is determine your BMR. So basal metabolic rate. There are several online calculators that will help you do them. I am going to teach you how to do it by hand, so you can understand what that calculator is doing. I paid 16 grand for this knowledge, so I'm at least gonna get a YouTube video out of it. Okay, this is what they teach you to use in school for dietitians. This is what is a very commonly used equation. So it is called the Harris Benedict equation. I'm going to put it in the screen right here. There is two separate ones, male and female. There are a lot of differences between women and men, so we don't have to go into that, but just understand that the ending of the equation is different for women and men. For men, you add 5. For women, you subtract 161. That is what we do, okay? Don't ask me why, we're not getting into that. Okay, so you set up your equation. I, for example, am going to use look, I got my notes. I'm going to use a 5'6", 160-pound girl who is, what did I say, 26 years old? That's what I'm gonna use. Okay, so set up my equation. The biggest thing to remember when you're doing this is the weight is in kilograms, the height is in centimeters, okay? So you need to do a conversion. I'll put the conversions right here, or you can just go online and do inches to centimeters, pounds to kilograms. That's easy too. Either one, it's super easy, not that hard. So we set up our equation. Pause the video, set up your equation. Boom, you got it, good. Okay, so remember PEMDAS, we do parentheses first. So we set it up, we do the equation in the parentheses, do the equation in the parentheses, do the equation in the parentheses, then you put it all together. Okay, so for my girl that I talked about, 5'6", 160 pounds, 26 years old, minus 161, remember that ending part, she has a BMR of 1489, okay? That is her BMR, basal metabolic rate. That is, if she sat on her ass and didn't do anything, that's what she would burn. That's what she needs to keep her alive. People burn calories literally thinking. Just thinking, your brain burns calories. So those are the calories we need in order to stay alive. The next thing that we are going to want to do is take our BMR and multiply it by an activity factor. Okay, so there is a light activity factor, there is a moderate activity factor, and then there is a vigorous activity factor. Okay, vigorous is if you're like a construction worker, okay? And you're fucking jackhammering and shit all day. That is vigorous, okay? If you sit on your ass majority of the day, you're not living a vigorous lifestyle. I don't care if you fucking go train for 1 hour really hard. That's not vigorous, okay? That is an active. That is an active lifestyle. You are moderate, okay? If you really don't work out at all, maybe 3 times a week, and you work a you work a desk job, you are light. You're not active, you're not medium, you're light, okay? So, this girl, for example, would be someone who goes to the gym and works out, but works as like a teacher or a secretary, okay? So, we are going to take that 1489 and we're going to multiply it by the activity factor for her, which is 1.76, and we are getting 2,620, okay? 2,620 kcals. Kcals is the scientific word for calories, okay? So that is what this woman burns in a day. Meaning, that is what she would need to eat in a day in order to maintain her weight, okay? So this girl can eat 2,600 calories a day and she will not gain and she will not lose weight. She will maintain, okay? If you want to lose at a healthy rate, you want to subtract that amount, because that's your daily amount. You want to subtract that by 600, okay? So her 2,620 subtracted by 600 is, look at that. Oh, you can't see it, it's fucking too bright. Is 2020, hey, 2020. Okay, is 2,020 calories. So, that minus 600 is what you will subtract daily if you're trying to lose a pound a week. That is the healthy recommendation, I should say, to lose a week, 1 to 2 pounds. Anything above 2 pounds a week is not a healthy loss, and unless you are severely obese, if you're very, very overweight and you're obese, you can lose more than that. You can lose 5, you know, and you'll be on a more restricted diet. That's different. We don't need to get into that. So like I said, this is for your average gym goer, okay? A person just getting into the gym, you know, not quite looking how they want to look, but want to, you know, make some adjustments to that body. This is what you're going to follow. Okay, so we have determined our caloric intake. Okay, so when you first start a diet, that's what you start at. So, say I'm starting a diet, right? And I'm going to set it up with me eating, let's make it simple, 2,000 calories a day. Or me, or this girl eating 2,000 calories a day. So she's eating 2,000 calories. Now, I'm gonna take a picture of all of this and I'm gonna write, actually this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to write the equation and everything down in the description box so you guys can kind of just copy and paste it and figure it out by yourselves. Like I said, this is a very educational video. And it's for the people who really wanna know what coaches do, what dietitians do. This is how we set it up, okay? I also wanna put a disclaimer out there. These equations are a good way to get a baseline of what you should try, okay? So when you first start, eating 2,000 calories a day is a good baseline to see what happens. So once you start eating 2,000 calories a day, watch what happens to your body. Do you lose weight? Do you gain weight? And don't do it off a span of like 3 days. Give yourself 2 weeks to kind of really see what is happening to your body when you start eating 2,000 calories, or when you start eating whatever caloric amount you have determined you should be eating. Okay, so give yourself time. There are other factors within the body that can also change a person's rate of loss, change if a person is able to lose weight. There's hormones, there's metabolism, there's cortisol, stress, there's a lot that goes into that. So I am just giving you kind of a base of how to start this, okay? The next thing you're gonna wanna do, because you don't wanna do this math, and I don't wanna fucking do this math, is we are going to download an app called MyFitnessPal. That's what I use because it's the easiest to do this because I hate percentages, okay? So, we're gonna download an app, MyFitnessPal. Boop, download it, you got it. Then we're going to go into goals and we're going to put our caloric goal, which is 2,000 calories. Now, This girl is about 160 pounds. So protein-wise, if she is lifting every day, vigorously every day, and she is natural, 160 to 170 grams of protein is where she's gonna wanna stay at. She's really not gonna wanna go above that. So I personally always base ratios off of protein. So I do a little trick. This is my own personal trick. So if this girl's 160 pounds, I'm going to do about 160 grams of protein. That's what I am going to set for her. Fat-wise, I'm going to give her no more than half of her weight in fat. Okay, there are people who are more susceptible to weight with fat. They're more susceptible to weight with carbs, but you don't know that at this point. You kind of have to play around with things. So this is where you can set a base and take things away and see how your body responds to them. So I have her set at, the app only lets you do specific percentage-wise by 5%. So I have 40% for carbs, 35% for protein, and 25% for fat. That's what I have set right now. These are the ratios that I like to use, and I use a lot with my coaching, especially with athletes, women who lift a lot. Okay, carbs are not the devil. Carbs are needed for you to survive, okay? So I have her set at, like I said, 40% carbs, 35% protein, and 25% fat. That is what the ratios I have set at. The RDA recommends 50 to 65% carbs. It's a little too much carbs for my personal liking. I think these are really good macros to start a diet at. 200 grams of carbohydrates, 175, like I said, because MyFitnessPal doesn't let you change, and 56 grams of fat. That is a solid starting diet. This is just a good way to start. There are a lot of theories. A lot of people like different diets. Like I said, keto. There's some people who are very, very susceptible to weight gain and are very sensitive to carbs. 200 grams of carbs, probably not gonna be what they're gonna start on. But you don't know that unless you start. And like I said, if you start, nothing happens, take some carbs away. Oh, then you start dropping. Do you see what I mean here? It's a slow process and it takes time to understand and learn your body, but this is how you do it. This is how coaches do it. Coaches they're trained to understand things. Well, they should be trained to understand these things and all of the other factors that go into this. But for starters, for beginners, this is how you set it up, okay? If you didn't want to go do that Harris Benedict, there are plenty of calculators online that can help you determine your BMR and your TDEE, but this is just a way that I can give you that I know is correct and that I know is right. So, that being said, I hope this was informative. I hope I was able to explain to you all and you guys were able to grasp it. If you have any questions, comment below. If you follow me on Instagram, boop, put it right here. You can send me DMs, I'll answer questions there, or I can make other videos. If you want a video request, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that shit. Follow me on Instagram. Thanks.